Guys, Coach Brix here on the Coach Brix Show. This is for all athletes out there. Are you prepared for what you're going to do? You know, now it's time, you're coming up with your college showcases, your combines, all those clinics and things coming up. And I know all you think you're going to run a 4.4. I know somebody in your backyard probably timed you, and you all were timed at a 4.4, which is not true. Okay, but that's great that that's what you think. The majority of you will run probably slower than what you really believe you run, and then you'll blame it on the timing system that everybody runs slow. But really what it comes down to is that you're not prepared. You didn't prepare for that stuff. Okay, it's like going out to practice. You wouldn't go play a football game for a team if you weren't prepared for that game. Learning how to catch the ball, learning how to run routes, learning the plays that go into the system that coaches develop for you. But yet you go to these clinics and camps expecting some miracle to happen, and yet you don't prepare for it. You don't practice how to line up for the 40. You don't practice how to line up and do the pro agility correct. You don't do any of those things. You just expect, well, I'm a good athlete. I know what I do because, if somebody timed me. But all of a sudden, that's what you're going to get these unbelievable times. It doesn't happen. You got to think of it like this. The average cost of college for 1 year is roughly around $40,000. Times that by 4. The majority of people go for 4 years. $160,000 you'll have to pay. Now, you add interest on, because if you take loans out and things like that, you're looking anywhere $250,000 to maybe $500,000 by the time you're all said and done. And that's right now. Okay? Who knows what college is going to be in 3-4 years? The astronomical price on it. And so you got to ask yourself, what are you doing to help reduce that cost? A college scholarship, is phenomenal. An athletic scholarship, getting one, a full ride is great. I really believe that. You can get some education paid for, is what everybody should strive to do when you play athletics. All right, but even a partial one can help out greatly. But if you don't have the times and you're not prepared for this kind of stuff, then you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. Yeah, I agree when most people tell me, well, those things don't always matter. I agree that they don't always matter. But if it's coming down between you and somebody else, and the coach is looking at you, and you have pretty decent ability, very close, you're playing the same position, all this kind of stuff, but his times are very, very good and your times aren't, because they look at that, maybe you're sitting at home and wondering, hey, man, I wish I could have gotten that scholarship or that partial, and I got to pay for the whole thing to get into school. You got to treat it as a job interview. That's a job interview. You can make over the next 4 years, if you really ball out at these combines and then do well during your season, you could save yourself or make, however you want to think of it, $160,000. That's big time. That's huge. I was down a couple weeks ago working with a bunch of college athletes getting ready for the NFL. And on the board there, it says the 53rd man on a team, that means the worst player on the roster, makes $495,000. $495,000 to be the worst player. So how hard are you willing to work? That's what has to go through your head. What are you willing to put in to get there? If you're not prepared, then you're going to fail. It's just like driving. If you've never driven before and you want to take the driving test, most likely you're going to fail because you have no idea about a bunch of basic things. I remember taking it. I went through some driving school or whatever it was for about 6 hours to get myself prepared, plus then also doing stuff with my, my parents. Getting those things in. So you need to prepare yourself to make sure you're ready to go. And if you're not, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Don't blame it on the timer, that the timer's slow, and you usually run a 4.1, and that you've been timed there before. Man, you got to get over that stuff. All right? You ran what you ran. That's what the time shows. That's what you ran. All right? If you're prepared for it, you're probably going to run a pretty good time because you're going to know the techniques and things that go into making those times better. And there's certain ways you line up. There's certain drills that we do. Honestly, we've taken kids that have run 4.7s in their pro agilities, dropped them down to 4.1s, 4s in a matter of just a couple months. The 40-yard dash. I had a guy who went to the NFL, ran a 5.3 when he first came, slow. By the time he was done, he was running a 4.7. So these things can all be worked on and improved upon, but you got to prepare yourself. And if you're not willing to put the time in to prepare yourself, then like I said, you only have yourself to blame. All right? So preparation is the key to success. If you want to be successful, you got to prepare for it. All right, guys, this is Coach Brix. Stay strong, stay blessed. Remember, greatness never rests.